said, you take on that emotion, that Uranus squaring your mind, squaring your moon on the 30th. That's why, you know, if you're doing your work every day, you're trying to keep out the noise and knowing what you just don't need to be involved with. You can, you know, this doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be fated, but unfortunately, a lot of people aren't just aware, you know. So it's a buildup, I think, because it's all about the mind, this communication stuff that you've been listening to. You let it fester and take root in your mind. The moon is what you're feeling, how you're thinking, the mind as well. So yeah, it's a buildup, and it could reach that boiling point when it starts, when that Saturn and Uranus square hits the moon on the 30th.
Wow. Well, we got to get our lives together. That's the bottom line. The bottom line is your vibration. Where's your vibration at? You're going to get tested, right? That's the thing. It's your vibration. It's nobody else's. This is like with the 10 of clubs sitting in the ace of diamonds, ace of spades. And the king of diamonds is sitting in the mystic triangle. It's talking about the healing of the home. You got to do some work. It's about the work that we do in the home right now. It's going to show up on that day. It's going to show up your intentions. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely benefits you to take care of yourself first. Because when we take care of ourselves, then we can help in the directions that we're going to be pointed in. But the family right now is on Front Street. It is. I listen to so many frustrated parents about homeschooling and the children being home, and you know, this you looking at usually getting to this time of year where school is closing. The school has been closed technically. You know what I mean? So now you don't have that. You don't have this. It's not a break. It's like you need to think of summer school. You need to think of day camps. We need to think of things to give parents some help. You know what I mean? So the kids can definitely get outside of the home and get some of that energy off. So we got to get innovative. We have a summer school program. And last year we didn't do it because of COVID, and parents are calling, asking, and it's something that we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to do the summer school program this year, and I don't want to do summer school program, but we're gonna have to do it because parents need help, you know. And as a country, we definitely have to start looking at. We gotta start doing it. And what Rashad said in the beginning about the Panthers and the things that took place back then in the 60s, that was grassroots stuff. It's not the government that's going to do these things, and we always got to be mindful of that. Government is not rescuing nobody. They'll help you with some money, but they're not going to do the work, you know? So yeah, we definitely got to start getting in alignment to where we need to be going and moving forward. What do y'all think?
I'm sitting here listening to what he said, and just you made me look at that from a different perspective. The moon is the mom. The moon rules. It's the natural ruler of the fourth house of the home, the foundation of the chart. And so let's just look at that for a moment. We have structure, tradition with Saturn, squaring innovation, rebellion, new ideas of Uranus, and it's squaring. We can look at it from the government level, the collective level, yes, because it of course resonates, but that's squaring the mom, it's squaring the home, if we look at it individually. And so we're needing to bring that square into our own homes as well, and how we parent, how the structures that we have in place needing to be changed in some sort of way. With that Uranus square for me with Saturn is not, getting rid of government. I just feel like government is about to have a completely, not just this year, but over several years, it's going to go through an entire shift, that age of Aquarius, where everything has to be done differently in a new, innovative way. but it's still going to have structure. So yeah, bringing that, if you look at the moon, it's the mom, and the mom is just representative of nurturing, right? It doesn't have to be female, just representative of nurturing, and bringing in some structures there in a new way. Like I've been doing that for a few years because school wasn't doing it for me. With my kids, I'm like, I could do a better job. But that was way before COVID, because otherwise I was going to have an issue. I mean, like, it was just too much going back and forth with school. So I've been doing a better job, but it would be great if there was a school system in place that didn't have so much mess, like it's working against the kids. So yes, I agree with that train of thought you were going down.
Yeah, we have to step up because we have to get there. With the 10 of spades sitting in, with the King of Diamonds sitting in a home, this is adding a lot of stress. With the King of Diamonds sitting there, that's the most powerful diamond that there is. This is applying pressure to the home, and if the home is under pressure, something has to give. There has to be a release valve. Something has to give, and things have to shift to the easement of it, because this is a 4-house decade, so we're building. That's what it's about. It's about building. How are we building? How are we moving forward? So yeah, we definitely got to look at things differently, for sure. This is definitely a look. It has definitely opened up my eyes to a different way of looking at things, because we had a conversation the other day. We were like, I don't know about doing summer school this year. It's a lot of work, so, but it's definitely looking at this right now. It's like we don't have any choice. We have to figure out how, definitely, first of all, to get these kids out of the house, because being locked up for all of this time has not been easy on them. We look at the parents, but we gotta get past that right now. Parents, that's what you've had kids for. I know people don't like to hear that. They get in their feelings, but you had kids. Kids were born to parents. You gotta work it and figure it out.
But
that's what it's about.
But kids are like homeschooling. How is that on parents? So as far as financially, because there's a lot of single family homes, and single family, single parents that don't have the time.
Well, yeah, we're not talking. That's why we're saying that we got to come up with some innovative ideas to assist the parents.
Yeah, I mean, I think, my sister, to be honest, I told her last year, as far as, because I know last year we seen that movement as far as how we educate our children and stuff. So I gave her a reading and was telling her about what we were talking about. And so she kind of took the initiative in trying to do a homeschooling program. And she's going into schooling, helping out my cousins and tutoring them. So like tutoring sessions in home. So the concept is, children coming to the house and helping them tutor after school or helping them with their homework. So I think that's very important, because I know several children that grades have dropped tremendously because of the online schooling. It just doesn't connect for certain children. Certain children still need that one-on-one connection. And just because of COVID, they've stopped that. I do see some people maybe implementing that, but there are going to be a lot of children that do like it and are going to want to stay home, and may not, and look at it from a different perspective. So that whole industry though, but how do you support those parents? But I know you were talking about the funding, but I see the change in currency and how we implement cryptocurrency and the debt that America has, and can be kind of revolutionized the way that money increases and grows with appreciation rate of cryptocurrency would make it easy for those type of programs and funding to take place if we was to implement different cryptocurrency and programs, because the way that we mine currency and things can be, you get reward systems and things of that nature. I know, Nelson, I don't know if you can inform us on those particular NFTs, topics, right? How we can use cryptocurrency, or the government can implement that into funding programs. So I just see that as far as something maybe coming in the future, there may be certain funding or a particular cryptocurrency that's going to be implemented to support schooling or homeschooling programs. I think that'll be pretty dope.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Rashad, I would say, back to what Ms. Simon was saying about grassroots and, getting to within your communities, it's going to be key. And just as parents, we have to know our children's needs and step in and make the system work in ways that we can. But, for me, the system wasn't working. The reason that I moved my son, it first started with my youngest, the one I was telling you about, my 6 of clubs. When he went into kindergarten, he had speech difficulties. You couldn't understand him. He stuttered a lot, and it was already known to us in the home and everything. So when he went into school, they put him in speech therapy. But he is extremely intelligent, very intelligent. He just had difficulty. When I was a kid,
what's his part, kid?
6 of clubs.
Okay.
I had a list as well when I was a child. So it was nothing about how he was receiving the information, but they wanted to put him in remedial classes. All these things. I'm like, he can do this work. He does his math in his head.
He retains information well.
It upset me, and I knew that they weren't doing what they needed to do. I pulled him out, and I utilized programs. I don't spend any money. I utilized the program in my state, and this is before COVID. They had a charter program that's run by the state that is for home. It was cyber school. They provided his laptop. They sent me a huge boxes of his entire curriculum. And he has teachers that teach him. I was more hands-on. And you know that he's in the 4th grade, but he does 6th grade math. He's very intelligent. He doesn't have any speech issues anymore. The actual cyber school, he had one-on-one speech pathologist, not in a class with I think it was 7 or 8 when he was going to the other school. It worked out so well. He was doing so well. And I looked at my older daughter. She had been struggling in math. She's had a tutor. She had a tutor from the beginning. And at the time when she was in school, I was paying for the tutor. And when I pulled her and put her in the cyber school, they had a free tutor for her one-on-one, 3 days a week. Her math grade improved, but this was me taking active measures to be one-on-one with her. It was a smaller setting. So they provided everything. I didn't have to pay for anything. So it wasn't like a cost. But, I do have support of my husband. When I look at the flip side of that, my sister, different. She's a single mother. I was telling her about it, but I had to step in and help her, build that community with her. You have to go to work in the morning, Tip? Okay, drop my niece off. She dropped my niece off over here, and she was in the school with them, so I had all 3 of them. Then I saw what programs were available. Even though they were in cyber school, they're still able to attend extracurricular activities with the regular school. So they're still getting that social interaction. So it was a matter of just seeing what's available and working it that way.
So now got to take it to the next level. And that's it. We got to take it to the next level. We have to develop those support programs in the community. Hey, Hiawatha, how you doing? Yeah. So we have to,
I'm sorry, I had my phone on mute. I said morning. How's everyone doing this morning?
Good. How you doing?
Down in Miami, taking in this beautiful view, but I had to share this dream that I had yesterday, and actually this morning. I had went into Burlington, and Rashad, when he said something, I was like, yeah, I got to tell it. I had went into Burlington Coat Factory, and I went to go pay. And when they asked me for former payment, it was guap coin. And I said, what? Are you kidding me? I was in shock because I'm like, when did they start taking guap coin as a form of payment? I couldn't believe it. And I think part of it was like, when there was an opportunity to be able to get this coin, you didn't get it. Here it was.
Wow.
Now this was a form of payment that is widely acceptable all over the United States. And what I want to say is, like, I am a dreamer. I'm a person that it's like, if I dream it, you best bet your dollar that there's some reality to what I'm dreaming.
Wow.
But I want to share that, like, for the people who are on here, if you have not gotten, guap coin, if you have not gotten to the cryptocurrency, this has been, you guys have been talking about it for the last 2 weeks. It's an opportunity. Tap in while you can. It's nothing like being tardy to the party. So,
yeah, good stuff. Definitely dreaming about that guap.
So if y'all can tell the people on here how they can go about getting it, who they need to contact. I know we have a few ambassador people on here who
Josephine.
He said, Josephine, I have been not as active in the guap space because I have so much going on. But from what I do understand, you can get guap coin on the exchange at probit.com. That I do know. So if you have not gotten some guap and you would like to get you some guap, go to probit.com to purchase you some guap coin.
Yeah, and follow guap on Instagram, on Facebook. There's a community on Facebook. Join the Facebook community where you can ask all questions, and then it's on
YouTube. There are videos on YouTube that'll walk you through step by step how to go about that process.
And we are accepting guap as payments as well.
Yeah, and there's a Telegram also. So there's lots of information out there for you to tap in to get linked in with guap. It's definitely ancestor money. It's 6 of clubs, and we're talking about the 6 of clubs. That just blew my mind.
Yeah, I need some of my guap back. Y'all can pay me guap. Sorry.
The 30th is the 6 of clubs, and we're talking about this. So the 30th with that uranium volatility, guap could go up to $10 a coin. I'm just saying, or 20, or 50.
Speaking on this 10 of clubs day with it sitting in Ace of Spades position.
Better get you some guap. Oh yes. My God, that was a word.
Thank you for sharing that, Walker.
Oh yeah, when I say I'm a dreamer, I'm spot on. Like I've always been a dreamer. If it's gonna happen, if I seen it, it's gonna happen. So this is the opportunity for the people who've been, and that's just the thing. I don't think people realize the opportunity that is at hand in this season. From the whole creation, from the whole clubhouse platform, to the different means and mechanisms to be able to network, expand your business, to be able to grow spiritually. This has been a transfer of growth and knowledge and financial gain. So you got people that come in here, they sit in here and just sit. And it's like, you get all this great information. What are you going to do with it? And people need to apply it. And I'm going to tell you, it's nothing that really gets under my skin more than the fact that when, I take an opportunity.
Oh, we lost you.
Yeah, a lot of people have took the opportunity and invested in the guap, and it's exciting. It's going to be crazy to see.
You want to know something? Mm-hmm. That and speaking to that, Rashad, there's a lot of fear around that needs to kind of just be broken through, where we really just take a leap of faith.
Yeah.
And I didn't really fully understand guap. All I know is my ancestors told me to actively invest in it.
Yeah, and it's about where we are is that we have to understand that people are going to be left behind. This is a business app, and because it's a 2 of diamonds, it's about making connections and then going out and using those connections. This isn't a socializing app. And it is what it is. So we have a world where you're going to do what you do regardless. People are going to get hit where they are. And we have to all we can do is do what we do and keep it moving. Because that's the world is not going to change in that standpoint. It can't possibly change. We all are not going to be in the same place at the same time. So when we look back, at our growth and how we're moving and shaking, that's what we have to be mindful of. That it's all about you, because this is not the time for you to try to drag people along. That's just not. That's gonna be very difficult. This is a time for me for cutting people off. There's a pruning time, and this is my pruning season. My ancestors are cutting people off, and I'm helping as much as I possibly can, because energy is important. The energy that you have around you shows where you are, and it definitely shows where you're going. And when there's drama and trauma and all of that stuff around you, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult because you can't see. It's like you're in Neptune and you're fighting against Neptune. What happens? Nothing. You got to sit down. You got to let things, get like you right sides of the ship, and you got to do the work. And that's where we are as a collective. And I'm figuring out what I have to do to make sure I'm in alignment with Pluto. So going forward, I get the benefits of Pluto instead of me sitting here going down with the 9 of diamonds and the 5 of hearts, Pluto energy. I'm figuring out what I need to do. The 10 of clubs is sitting in the house of the ace of spades. I'm a teacher. I'm a coach. I can do that. It's not like it's a stretch. So if I got to do that and I got to step up and I got to push it, I'm going to do that. So we got to figure out what we have to do. And like I said, since we're in the configuration of when I was in the 60s, I know what happened then. So I know where we're going. We did some work. We did. I'm proud of my generation. I know there's a lot of trauma and karma out there, but my generation, we did some work. We did some get down, roll up your sleeves work in the community. So I see that coming back as a community. And I don't want to hear about color. I don't want to hear about color. I am so sick of hearing about people and their feelings about color, because sitting, knowing the cards and seeing where we are, that has never been the issue. Color has never been the issue. It's a conditioned response. You're conditioned to believe it's color because it sits you down. The color makes your lack of understanding that it's not about that, sits you in a place where you're now traumatized. Because I hear 20-year-olds having conversations about how they treat us. They're in their 20s. Who is they? Because when you look around your community that you don't lead, your they looks just like you. So color has never been the issue. It's never been the issue. Gender has never been the issue. These things are conditioned responses that we keep regurgitating. We keep saying this is how they keep us back. No, there's no they. There is no they. It's you. And leaving out of the house and going out in the community, calling around and seeing what's needed is the work that has to be done. Period. Because there are people out there of all shapes, sizes, colors, hues, genders, ethnicities doing the work together. You're not going to see them on the news. You're not going to hear about them because they're now on social media. They're working. So the work that needs to be done, that's going to show what you're made of. It's going to show what you're made of, because we are going into Neptune with an ace of clubs. What is that going to look like? Well, first we got to get through this 4 diamonds. What is our structure? Your structure in Uranus. It's going to shake up. Uranus is going to shake, and all of the configurations that we just heard, we get ready to go through 50-something days of shakeup. Why? Because it's needed. The cards say that. So whatever you've done this year, you're going to feel a shake in it. And if you haven't done shit, it's going to be a problem. But the shake up is like when you shaking something and you shaking it. Like when I make a cake and I shake the pan to get it the foundation of the cake correct and even. The shake up is to get you to look around and see what you need to stir up, what do you need to fix. That's the four diamonds. The four diamonds is saying your structure is not sound. Let's fix it. People look at things in a way of it being an inconvenience, but if things don't shake up, you're not gonna move. You're gonna stay comfortable. And we're in a time of conditioned responses. People respond to things. That's not original. Responding to something is not original. You need to be the originator of something. Stop responding. Because then we never get to look behind and think. We never get to see what we're responding to. You're responding to conditioned responses. The things that are happening, the shoots and stuff that are happening, because Saturn is squaring Uranus right now. We got a lot of Mars energy. We got a lot of gun energy out there. We got, right, Kissa? A lot of gun energy is happening right now.
Yeah, that was.
This is not happening in a vacuum.
I was just gonna say, I believe yesterday in Kiz's room we was talking about just looking at the planets or how we use them, or maybe I forgot exactly the conversation, but just using astrology and cardology, like you said, as far as the way you respond, and you can kind of see what happens and what takes place, and it's just funny and weird how my sister took action and started a homeschooling program as I was telling her what was going on, and just as far as how we use these particular systems, that Mars energy and around clubs and guns, that was a particular time what happened in my hometown. Someone got shot in the club, and I don't know what just kind of made me look at the astrology, but it was around that particular time, I believe, Mars and Uranus, that heavy energy, and just using and implementing it and just being conscious and aware of the energy is important, and just the use of astrology and thinking about how to use it and apply it just for your environment, and the importance of homeschooling. I know we were talking about kids, we were talking about we should have astrology or cardology within school programs, because I think it's just important to know, when it's you or when the energy is going to be volatile, because you can't really control it, because certain things do play out in that manner, but
just being aware.
Speaking of that, the moon opposite Uranus and squaring Saturn with that four diamond energy sitting Mercury, and the six of clubs being Mars to it. The karma cards to that four diamond is the ace of hearts and the three of hearts. And so that is also going to be heightening that emotional electricity, so to speak. And one thing about Saturn on the moon, especially as a Capricorn moon, when I get in my feelings, or when I have feelings and allow myself to feel them, I'm going to find ways to get to the bag, because that's what brings me solitude and peace of mind. So people are going to have to learn how to channel their emotions. It's one thing to be emotional and feel a certain type of way, and no one's taking your emotions away from you. They are valid. But how are you channeling that into inspired action? That's the next level to your emotional propensity, because your emotions are helping you have guideposts as to what you should be focusing your attention on.
that is the king of spades, exactly.
It always has to do with you. It always starts with you. And so whatever it is that you're feeling, it's inspiring you, like you said, Miss Nina. Rather than react, you want to respond. And Saturn on the moon, rather than reacting, which is what most people want Saturn to do, Saturn's going to respond. Saturn's going to be calculating. Saturn's going to take its time and come up with something solid.
But it's not gonna be something that's gonna feel good to you. You
No.
know what I mean, that's the
Right.
thing. People want to feel good. So because it's happening in the three of the hearts house, people gonna need to have sex. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
Right.
That's
That's that energy. This is in the garden, and in the garden is the womb. And the womb is what? So people gonna want to find themselves a partner. They gonna want to be as emotionally tied to that pleasure release of sex.
Is next week a King of Hearts week?
Huh?
Is next week a King of Hearts week?
We're in the Queen of Hearts week started today. The week started today.
Yes, it is. It'll be a King of Hearts week next year.
Oh shit. Well, damn.
They're
Okay.
gonna be having some people gonna be rubbing up on each other. That's
Well, let them rub up because I became a goober for that reason. Okay, let people rub on up.
I'm just saying that's a whole lot of sex going on. And with the Four of Diamonds, because you know the Four of Diamonds is very dreamy and all of that kind of relationship stuff. But the Ace of Hearts is a challenging karma card, and the Ace of Hearts is the card of poly. The Ace of Hearts, the Three of Hearts is the support and karma card, and Three of Hearts is the card of freaky deaky. So yeah, go out there. You know you got somebody laying next to you in the bed. Come on and use that energy and let's do something with it. You know what I mean?
Use the Eight of Hearts.
Little sexual magic up there.
Now, when that's supposed? Hold on, I gotta get this correct. When that's supposed?
When did this start? It started already.
Oh shoot, man! I gotta make sure I tune in. See, this is type of information I gotta tap into. I can't miss out on this.
We need to start now, so when it hits that moment on March the 30th, we already feeling good. Because March the 30th, we need to be feeling good when that energy hits. You know what I mean? You need to know, okay, I'm feeling a little volatile because I need to release something. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, you gave me an idea for my tantric practices. Thank you.
I mean, the Queen of Hearts is pushing the Seven of Spades in the Queen of Hearts place, or the Seven of Spades.
Wow.
So,
there you go.
Oh, damn, the whole card. Hello.
The Queen of Hearts is Mercury, and the Six of Spades is talking about some slow movement that we were moving toward. And this makes perfect sense to me. The Nine of Spades is the challenging karma card. Release that shit. Release it.
And what's even oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, it all lines up with what's happening in the sky. You know, we have Venus and the Sun up there dancing, and that's a big conjunction, and and Venus moves from the morning star to the evening star, and that's it's so dope to see it. You know, when we talk about the cards, and I know Kissa could probably give a way better explanation than I can, but that's happening too, and it lines up with the cards, so it's pretty dope.
That's pretty dope.
Pisces.
You can't make this up. You cannot make this up, people. The cards are saying to release some sexual tension. That's what's wrong with the country.
Well, Pisces is Pisces.
The country needs to get laid.
The country needs to get laid. The Jack of Diamonds is sitting in the house, and the Six of Clubs is a very sexy card. Just to say it is. The Six of Clubs is Neptune, Saturn, and it's the goddess. The Six of Clubs is the goddess, and it's a very erotic, sexy energy. And the Jack of Diamonds is sitting in that. Wow.
Well, I
wish I could just say that, but that would be so bad on the low side to tell people they need to go out and have sex with.
No, I think
that's not bad. Just how you did it was perfect. That's not bad at all.
No, I mean to go out and say it with people on the low side. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You don't want to give them that key to the
key to the universe.
You can't say, well, she said we should have sex. No, I didn't say that. I'm talking to adults, consenting adults that have somebody that they can rub up against. That's what I'm talking about. Because that's what the cards are saying. The Four of Diamonds is sitting in the garden.
I got the language. Are you ready for the language, Simon?
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone who heard this, venture out in the world to tap into consensual intimacy that evolves your present circumstances. It takes you closer to the aromatic eroticism of your highest desires found in the garden.
Damn.
That's the 7 of spades and the Queen of
Can
Hearts.
you post that? Can you write that? Post it.
Okay, hold on.
Oh my God, that's some good stuff, man. The fact that I felt it and I looked in the cards and seen it is I'm going out to push some shopping carts and all kind of stuff, but you know what I mean?
Because I'm over here like, so it's so funny because I'm over here like, I don't mess with people. How is this gonna work out?
I mess with people. I mess with people. But
I sit in a bubble, and so
I ain't in no bubble.
I don't do the online dating thing. It's weirdo to me. So
I ain't doing no online dating thing. Shoot, I'm going out to spread some fairy dust.
So that's what I got to do is I got to go ram shopping carts into people.
You gotta go out there in the world, girl. I'm going out in the world.
I don't like people.
I'm in hot Atlanta.
I know. I need to go to the beach. That's what I need to do. That's my answer to everything. I'm going to the beach.
That's so boring.
Yeah, I was about to say travel. Travel around the world. Find many people when you go to different places. Like,
that's my only issue because I'm supposed to go to Jamaica, and that's where Stella went.
Oh my God.
I was supposed to be there. If they say I don't have to quarantine, I will be in Jamaica. Oh my God, with some slow talking yachty.
Look,
just download Missy Elliott's soundtrack. Y'all know which one I'm talking about.
Yes.
Do y'all know which one I'm talking about?
I was gonna ask. I didn't want to sound young though.
Yeah, I don't know which one you're talking about, but we can look. We can Google it. I'm sure somebody.
Yeah, she got the thing. Get your freak out.
All right.
This I can't tell you how much of a 10 of clubs conversation this is. The challenging karma card is Jack of Spades. And if you don't know a Jack of Spades, you know a Jack of Spades because this is the Jack of Spades energy. Jack of Spades is one of the most creative, powerful cards in the deck. And it has the Jack of Hearts, which is freaky deaky, regardless of what y'all see in China. Jack of Hearts.
I was gonna say that earlier. That's what I was trying to get to. The Christ is I don't know. Yeah. You sleeping on the principle and the 6 of Hearts. That all of that energy. The King of Spades, King of Diamonds, King of Hearts.
All of the Marys and everybody else in his little area following him around for a reason. Then we got the Jack of Diamonds, and we know it's freaky deaky. The Jack of Clubs is freaky deaky. And we put them all together, and we got some freaky deaky going on. So, yeah.
I got no comment.
I know you don't, but that's my transformation card. So I already
and the Queen of Hearts, the Pisces energy is freaky. I mean, I don't know. For me, I'm thinking of like favorite people. Pisces are some of my favorite people as well. From kids'
Rashad, I'm a Pisces rising.
I second that. Pisces are dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a Leo rising, so that tells you a lot right there.
But it's sexual
I'm a
energy.
Leo, and that's funny because I'm a Leo sun, and that's very aggressive.
Yes, indeed. There you go, Jack.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So,
The Leo moons has some fire behind them too. I kind of like them.
Oh yeah. Leo, anything has
right.
Yeah, just that passion. Yeah.
I have like a Leo stellium. So.
Okay.
Oh, with the Jack. Whoa.
Gina is being activated right before our eyes. I love it. She's like, well, wait a minute. Okay. Oh my gosh. And the 6 of Hearts. Remember we talked about what's that 6 of Hearts gonna play out this year. It's lining up perfectly. We're gonna get phone calls from people in the past
They always come back.
I was gonna. Someone had a 3 of diamonds day
I'm
one
say
day.
for this one reason, you could come back.
Yeah.
They always. That's the thing with that. They always come back.
Yeah. Someone had a 3 of diamonds
God.
day one day. I was gonna tell you to look out for any like people in your past relationships and people coming back because that
Six
kind
of
of
hearts
happens.
in the sun, and the supportive karma card is the 8 of diamonds.
Out of the blue too, because it's my Uranus card. Like it literally happened a month ago. It's crazy, man.
It's usually not out of the blue with the 6 of hearts, because we.
Well, no, but that's my Uranus card, so it's unexpected. Like they just drop out the sky. Remember me? I'm like, damn, what the fuck? It's all the time. It's crazy.
But it's the sun card this year, so
right.
It's gonna be a blessing. So it's gonna be some good juju.
Bring it.
Wow,
There's some good juju because they're gonna come take all this stuff that I'm trying to get rid of.
Oh my God, who got Leo Rise and play Marvin? You need to hear Marvin.
Oh my
Tune
God.
him up.
Get it out.
Oh my, and this is so funny that we speaking about this. Rashad did like a few days ago.
Yes.
I asked you that, like, what? Oh, that was Gina. I
You just killed my whole group with that little voice.
no.
Oh, deep in that voice, girl. You came up on the stage with grown folks conversation. Get that.
I am grown.
I know, but that voice.
She got a no, she got a whole child.
That voice came up here and made me feel shame.
And she is the Jack of Hearts.
I know.
No,
right?
I got something
Oh,
for the
you're
Jack
Jack
of
of
Hearts, y'all.
Hearts.
My Venus is Scorpio, and my little horoscope says, let me get to it. It says, your Venus is in Scorpio, which means that you show love and affection by showering them with intensity, passion, and devotion. This feels as reflexive as breathing right now, as you feel unusually chatty. There is an old saying about sex. To fuck is to demonstrate my disrespect to God and his priests. You know?
Oh my God.
Where she say she get that from?
That's my little-
The Jack of Hearts, baby.
And I'm a Jack of Hearts.
Oh my gosh, man. We evoking some stuff up in here. This is manifesting 101. Let's do this.
I'm here for it because it's my Mars day today.
Today is Jupiter for me.
Today is Saturn for me, and I have the 2 of diamonds.
I was gonna
Today
say
is
something about the
Jupiter
2 of diamonds. I was gonna be like, yo,
Yeah,
the 2 of diamonds is for this to be on
the 2 of
Clubhouse and
diamonds.
chats about.
Two of diamonds. Can we say hoish? Okay,
I
there we
mean,
go. Yeah.
the Jack of it's the Jack of Spades. They have those conversations. They're not
Yeah,
scared.
that's it. So
Yeah, they're not scared.
So we just could go around the rooms and hear today and listen to these conversations that are gonna be had. But yeah, my 5 of clubs is activated. And my Queen of clubs is activated. Well, damn, that explains why I'm talking like this. Because today's my Jupiter. Wow.
Today's my Venus, but I think I'm a 4 of hearts. What am I?
Your Venus, your Venus is your Venus is the Ace of Spades.
You know what? That's okay because I went to bed thinking about Ace of Spades all night, so that's fine. I was so hyped. I was like, I love you, Ace of Spades. Thanks for all your little reminders. You've been so cute. I swear on everything. And also, you scared me a little bit when you came for Kiki's voice, because in my dream last night, I booked a role, but they gave it to me. I had to play a 13-year-old boy, and I was like, oh, it was a cartoon. It was a voiceover, and then you were like, your voice, and I was like, what?
Yeah, she came up here and made me say, girl, what are you talking about? Her voice was like, somebody walked in the room, and then she's a Jack of Hearts too. I was like, oh my gosh, you're gonna not tame me today. No, out and on Front Street. Oh my gosh, this is some good juju. You can't make this up. The cards are screaming. They screaming. They are like, y'all need to release some shit. Oh my God. Wow, that's deep.
You need to release some things and evoke some things. Right?
Yeah.
And it's perfect timing because we have the full moon in Libra.
Yes! Howling in the moon.
And we know Libra is relationships, partnerships, that balance, like that. It's
On their good side.
It's so lined up. Wow.
Howl at the moon.
the moon is in Libra.
It's full moon in Libra on
In
Sunday.
my house. It's in my house.
And speaking of the Six of Hearts,
That's my moon.
That energy yesterday.
That's my moon, actually. So that'll be dope. I'm excited.
By the way, I love that Kiki's also a Jack of Hearts because Jack of Hearts are currently my favorite. So that was two on stage. There's never two on stage. So I'm really big right now.
Yeah, Jack of Hearts don't like to come up on stage. This has been a climb up the mountain for Gina to get on.
Why is that? They're so helpful, and they'd be like, "No, you come find me." And I'm like, people eventually need to see you. They're like, supermarket.
Well, because they're fixed cards. Fixed cards take time. They're generators. So they don't move. So in actuality, we moved and we following the Jack of Hearts because the Jack of Hearts doesn't move. So yeah, there's just a whole lot of synastry going on there. Wow, these cards don't lie, guys. So in the audience, it was not me, but I'm participating.
I'm having a bunch of wows because I'm looking at my spread. I'm looking at the day. I'm like, look, the moon. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. But that's
my God, I thought you said you were looking at the dick.
I
was like, Gina.
Oh, well.
Oh my God.
No, my spread.
And
Just lining up the dates. It did. So what do you say?
By no strange coincidence that this room is filling up. So what the energy is certainly in alignment. People are feeling the energy, and now we gotta make it happen in your life. What do you need to do? Go ahead, Gina.
Well, no, I think that's what we were literally just speaking on, with what's happening in the cosmos and how these cards even show up. And then, look, the Two of Diamonds is my card today. Josephine is, everybody is aligning and vibrating with each other. And when that's where I was talking to my friend last night about it. It's like the cards, when you start to really tap into them, you'll see the synchronicities. You'll see how they show up on specific days, your card, and you can connect it to what's happening in the cosmos. It's like that, you're aligned. The things that are showing up are actually for your highest good.
Maybe we should bring
That's
some
what it
people
means
up.
to be aligned. It's having, for your highest good, for things to line
Thanks
up for
joining.
you to the exact way that they need to line up. And when I'm looking at my spread and I'm thinking,
Instagram,
wow, the 28th is the full moon in Libra, and that's my Neptune day, and I have a King of Hearts. Bring him.
So follow, join us on Clubhouse in the
That's what?
Astrology Club, and then we also have the
She says her
Cardology
yearly card.
Thank you.
Yeah.